welcome back to Love Love Lock Volume 2. I'm here with
Sean Bagley.
Sean Bagley, also known as at the Deity Dawn on Instagram. So, Sean, tell us why you were late today.
Why was I late today? I
Yes,
was in a meeting with the designer of the Morehouse shoe, so I was doing a little bit of networking.
whatever. Me and Sean are currently beefing right now because he was late, but it's all cool now because he's here. So, Sean, one of my favorite photographers, because you can't say that nowadays. So, tell me, how'd you get into photography?
My photography journey started in middle school
Mm-hmm.
during my digital media class.
Yes, you did talk about your digital media class. So, wait, what did you guys do, low key?
Um, it taught us the ins and outs of the Adobe suite. We
And like
picked
you
up,
actually like did the work?
yeah, we were assigned projects like weekly, and we had to complete them. So did that. We also took pictures, had to take our own pictures and edit them in Photoshop,
Mm-hmm.
things of that nature, make creative compositions from them.
So how do you think that using that did that class impact your work in any way? Do you think you still use the tips that you learned then now?
Um,
Because would you say that you're self taught?
I would say yes, I'm self-taught, but I would say it gave me a lot of groundwork of the basics, and the class gave me and taught me the love for it that I have.
Interesting. That's when it sparked your interest.
Yes.
So after that, that was in middle school. Then in high school, you also shot more. But were you known for being a photographer in high school too?
Um, to an extent, yes. There
Mm-hmm.
weren't many there were people before me, but there weren't many. And then I also was kind of one of the first students to do sports photography.
Oh, so wait. So how did you switch to sports photography to entertainment? And did you
Um,
like shooting sports? Why don't you do that as much now?
I feel like sports photography isn't as fun for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you kind of have to capture those moments, so it isn't like there's no room for error really in sports photography, and you have to edit it to look sporty and to be a headline. But I
Do you think
rather
that you could be original in sports photography? Like,
um
you think your same way of art now and the way you shoot now for like rappers, etc. Do you think that you'll be able to implement that with sports?
I would say yes, but a lot more people like for sports photography. Everyone likes a clear, crisp picture.
There's already a look.
I like a filmic, nostalgic look.
Oh yeah. So tell me your three words to describe your shooting style.
Um, I would say nostalgic, comforting, and organic.
Comforting is a nice word. You like
Yeah,
people to feel at home when they look at your pictures.
exactly. The warmth, the grain, all of that.
Not the grade. Okay, so you do photography, but let's also talk about the clothes. I see you're wearing a little hat here.
I am wearing Deity. I love my brand.
Yes, Sean wears deity every day, and I don't understand. I still don't.
You wear your brand every day and you become a walking billboard.
That's a trademark statement that you use. I love my deity merch. Everybody go shop at the deity Clo, right? That's the Instagram.
Deity Clo.
Yes.
DEITYCLO.
Let's talk about the fashion show. How was that experience for you? Did you cry?
I did not cry,
Oh,
but it was a great experience for me. It taught me a lot, especially time management. There were very not harsh deadlines, but like
mm-hmm.
they were. It was a hectic time. So
Right.
balancing school, balancing social life, and then also having 10 pieces made for a fashion show wasn't necessarily easy.
So all your pieces are also handmade. I know that we talked about that, and also worked with Sean for the fashion show, best
Yes,
assistant, right?
lovely assistant.
So, how much money did you spend towards that? Because let's also talk about investing in our own creativity.
Um, how much money did I spend on the fashion show? Honestly, don't know. A lot of my things I like to upcycle,
Mm-hmm.
so thrift pieces and then cut them, sew them, things of that nature. So, honestly, can't give you a good answer for that.
So, but even with like photography, etc., you have to put a lot of money into yourself, especially because like I know people say it's not about like the quality, just start now. But once you start, I feel like your work has to match a certain like
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
expensive, like the lens, the camera, the equipment, the stands, the mic, like it's a lot. How do you fund your process?
Um, Working, doing jobs. So really taking the money that you make from a job, putting it
Hmm.
back into yourself. Um, Also just working other jobs to get the things that I want in order to succeed in the creative field that I want.
Did you wait before actually like producing your work? Because I know a lot of people say I don't have the camera right now, so I'm gonna wait. What would you tell those people?
Um, Honestly, you just have to like.
Mm-hmm.
So my first camera I bought, I think I spent $300 on it.
You spent $300 on your first camera.
First camera, three
Okay,
hundred
that's not
dollars.
bad though. Low key, that's unfortunately to say.
I bought. It had a cracked screen. And I bought vintage lenses because vintage lenses are the cheapest things that you can get. You can
Mm-hmm.
get a lens for $20. So that's kind of where I started to move into that filmic, nostalgic look because I have vintage lenses. It's not going to be sharp, but it's going to still look good.
Right.
Um, then after that, spent 600 on a camera. Then most recently, I was gifted my camera, luckily,
Not the
but I was going to work the entire summer to get that camera.
As you should, though, at least like you're putting into yourself. I do want to talk about insecurities in our work, though. How do you face that? Like, what would you tell other people who, well, hey, for me, for instance, what do you normally tell me when I'm having being insecure into my own work?
Just do it.
Not to just do it. Okay, Nike. Like, what?
Just do it. Yeah, like be nice to yourself because it's only your first time.
But how do you know if it's actually good, though, and it's not trash? Like, how do you know when your work is good?
You feel it.
I like that answer. That was cool. That was cute.
You feel it.
You do feel it. Like, I trust that.
Yeah.
So, Sean, what's next for you? What is something that you want to look forward to in 2024?
2024, I want to drop a lot more consistently.
Mm.
And I want to. I don't want to be. I feel like there's a difference between being a fashion designer and there's a difference between being a brand owner. I want to solidify myself more as a fashion
Wait,
designer.
what's the difference between a fashion designer and a
I
brand
feel like
owner?
a brand owner can just put a logo on a garment, but a fashion designer knows the ins and outs of fashion. That's kind of why for the fashion show, I wanted to actually make my pieces handmade,
Right.
so I know exactly what it takes. Because and when you get to a certain point, you get to pay other people, but that also gives you a level of critique and specificity in what you're making.
So, Sean, what are some artists that influence you as a person, I guess?
Artists, as in
Like, who are your favorites?
like music.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Um, Musical artists, I would definitely say, fashion wise, ASAP Rocky, Lil Yachty, those are
ASAP is hard.
heavy hitters. Frank Ocean, listen to a lot of Frank Ocean.
What's your favorite Frank Ocean song?
Yikes. Songs for Women, Nostalgia Ultra.
Okay.
But if we had to go blonde, I would say Seafried. Listened to it earlier. Almost cried. Didn't though. Close.
Okay. And then who would you say like inspires you in your career?
In my career, Pharrell Williams,
You love Pharrell Williams.
Virgil Abloh. Those are probably the big two. Virgil is probably everyone's in the fashion world. He's a black man who worked for Louis Vuitton. Like that's not an everyday thing.
Yeah.
But he also just gave out a lot of free game, and he also stayed true to himself, like and his black roots.
Mm-hmm.
He always paid homage to the black culture.
Do you think that you're always going to be able to pay homage to the black
Definitely.
culture? That's good. I like to hear that.
Definitely.
My little man of Morehouse.
Inner activist.
But
Phone fell.
it's okay. Leave it. Point being is I wanted to ask you, we were talking about what we were talking about before when you were talking about, I'm drawing a blank, like Jesus. Basically, it was under the lines of influences. I can't recall right now. Do you think that you're influenced other people?
Do I think that I'm influencing other people?
Yes.
I would say yes.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I would say 100%.
What do you want to like? How do you want to influence others? What do you want people to like say? God forbid, like when you pass away, like Sean was a great guy. Period.
I want to influence everyone being comfortable in your skin.
Mm.
Because honestly, like being fly is dead ass not what you put on. It's how you put it on and how you wear it. I can dead ass wear bullshit, but if I wear it confidently, niggas will tell me that it
Yeah,
looks
I
good.
always tell niggas, don't let the clothes wear you.
Wear the
You gotta
clothes.
wear the clothes.
So definitely to be yourself. And just pursue anything.
So are
Like,
we gonna see more fashion from you in 2024? Is that like your new goals?
most definitely. It's probably like the biggest goal is to solidify myself more in the fashion world. I feel like
Oh
people see
yeah.
myself. People see me like kind of. They see me and they say, "Oh, he can dress well," but like
Hmm.
I don't think that people think, "Oh, he made everything he has on." Like
That's what I
that's
was
what I
gonna say
learned.
to you. Being a fashion designer, you have to learn. Like, not talking about, you don't say you don't want to be a brand owner and just put your design on a T-shirt. You want to actually understand the pieces of clothes, the history behind, etc.
Mhm.
How do you teach yourself? Because you are self-taught.
Um, how do I teach myself?
Hmm.
I just do things, honestly.
Okay,
Do
thank
things.
you.
No,
Everybody out there, if you ever want to do something,
Nike, get at me. But no, like literally, I taught myself how to sew in June. Um, I just did like a large project for graphic design, so I got paid pretty well. The first thing I was like, okay, I'm buying a sewing machine. Bought a sewing machine. Parents were kind of pissed at me. They were like, well, why are you buying a sewing machine? Because they just kind of see me as like, I'm doing a lot of creative things at once. So
yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes they feel like I should focus on one of them, but um, I like being multifaceted.
Do you think that our parents have an influence on us? Because I know that it wasn't until recently that I felt like my parents probably had faith in like my creativity and like what I wanted to do. What's an advice that you would give to someone out there facing the same problem?
Um, don't necessarily take it personally. Like a lot
But
of
they're your
parents,
parents, though.
parents are old fashioned and they would like want the best for us. Like
Hmm.
me pursuing creative work is dead as like I've been broke. But I don't know, like eventually they'll see your creative work and they'll appreciate it for what it is. But it's all out of love. Like at the end of the day, not everyone can be a creative. It's oversaturated field,
Yes, you love to say that too. But
but
honestly, I can kind of see it now.
it is. Think about like when the greats, like the people that we look up to, they didn't have as many photographers.
That's very true.
Cam Kirk didn't have like 30
Shout
different
out at
photographers.
Cam Kirk Studios. We be in there. Love
Real.
that. Second
Great
home.
studio.
Great place. But yeah, I feel like the creative industry is probably a little bit oversaturated though. But I think that you can tell who's like really in it to win it
Yeah.
because, like you said, it's if you feel it or not. Sometimes you're just a nigga with the camera, or sometimes.
Sometimes you're just a nigga with the camera. There's You see a lot of niggas with cameras, but you don't see actual photographers who can put out quality work.
But you know, I'm optimistic for real. Like I feel like I feel like it takes a certain passion to want to actually pick up the camera and do it. So even if you're not completely skilled yet, I feel like it's all about the hope you have in yourself and
Yeah.
like the drive. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody has to start from somewhere.
I mean, even the niggas with cameras, like, I would definitely help a nigga with a camera become a photographer or become better at their craft.
Hmm.
But it's also, they have to be devoted. Like,
Yeah.
when I got a camera, sat on YouTube, and I watched YouTube over and over again until I knew ins and out of the camera. Carried my camera everywhere,
Yeah,
every day.
that's great. Yeah, I realized that.
And it just doesn't leave my bag. If there's something to shoot, there's something to shoot, but there's always something to shoot. It's just if you want to.
You hear it here, guys. So, Sean, give the people out there 3 words of advice.
3 words of advice.
Mhm.
So just 3 words.
Just give them some advice.
Word of advice: if you're thinking about starting something or like thinking about starting a business, only way to start it is to actually do it. So
At Nike, you just won't give up
Nike,
today.
hit me. But yeah, you have to just do it. Like and when you do it well. Don't just do it just to do it.
Yes.
Or do it because it's a trend.
Mm-hmm.
Put your all into it and you will see results.
John can
Genuinely.
let y'all know here first that if I'm doing something, it has to be like to the best precision.
Yeah, the most anal person I know.
But it's okay though,
Literally.
because that means everything I do will always turn out good, at least to
Yeah.
some standard. But word of advice, just do it from Sean. If you feel like doing it, do it. But thank you, Sean and Don.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Let's count how many times we did that, but it's okay. Thank you for being at on Love Lock, and we'll see you soon. Sean will be back, right?
I'll be back, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be behind the scenes probably.
Yeah.
So.
You already know Sean on
I invented swag, popping bottles, putting supermodels in the cab. Proof, I guess I got my swagger back. Truth, new watch alert, Q blows, all the big face rollie, I got 2 of those. Arm out the window through the